Alrighty, mighty. I think we're live now. Thanks.
All right.
Welcome to the live. How does it feel?
It feels great
Yeah, okay.
and strange.
All right.
Strange in a good way.
Well, what's that? What did you say?
It feels like strange in a good way. Feels
Okay.
new, for
Is it
me.
your first live?
I don't. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe can't remember.
All right. Where are you now?
I'm on my little island outside Gothenburg. It's called Brännö.
Okay, in Sweden.
Sweden. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And hello from St. Petersburg in Russia. So we have quite a broad geography. And to everyone who's watching, next to the live window, there should be a discussion. So you're very free and encouraged to leave comments. And maybe you could also let us know where you're calling from, well, joining from. So we kind of can get the feel of the geography, how far these lives can go. So please let us know, where are you? And during the live, please feel free to leave your comments and questions. We're super open. And we have a little angel friend who's gonna pass to us all the questions so we can see them. Anyways, let's get it started. So we are Floating EKA, a cultural initiatives foundation that launches cultural projects, support artists, and promotes best practices of cultural management in Baltic Sea region. We're an emerging project, and Floating EKA Lives is one of our initiatives. So monthly, we meet with some culture managers or artists, doers and change makers to talk a bit about what's going on in the creative world, in challenging time, normal time, in future time, and get inspired and hopefully empower some of you to start some things going or continue them going, or just get in the course of what's going on out there. And yeah, so today we have our guest Henrik Wallgren. Welcome, welcome. And Henrik is a multidisciplinary artist, theater director, script writer, musician, writer, doer. That's one of the main kind of adjectives that I that I kind of have in mind about you. A sailor, adventurer, and just a very incredible human and a good friend of mine. So very welcome, Henrik. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you a lot.
And Henrik has done a ton of different projects during his lifetime and keeps making them and imagining them. So we have a wide range of topics to talk about today, and let's see where it brings us. So yeah. Anything you want to add on at this point? Did I present you in a good way?
Yes, thank you. I'm almost embarrassed. No, it's great. I mean, Floating EKA is a great project, and I'm sure it will float somewhere good eventually. So I'm a big fan of that project, and I'm super happy about this talk.
Thank you so much, Henrik. Yes, I did not say that, but Henrik was with us with Floating EKA almost from the very beginning of this idea appearing and flexing and changing through time, because the project started almost when the pandemic started. So it was kind of a turbulent time, and we've been always in touch. And thank you so much. Yeah. Okie dokie. To start with, I wanted to show just a very short video that is kind of covering a few hype projects you were part of, just to get in the mood and kind of visualize for the folks who are watching what you've been up to and what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to do this now.
Om du någonsin drar till USA,
med väljarsiffrorna. Gör något för att förvarna. Skaffa sig en släng av corona.
So here we are, just a little video introduction. So yeah, there were a few projects. I will start with the one with the ship. So there was this Viking ship sailing through the North Atlantic, and that's actually the project that kind of brought us together. That's where we met. Yeah, exactly. I think that was the first time.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Crazy adventure. It was 5 years ago in 2016, crossing in an open ship in the North Atlantic. So it's less artistic, but just an adventure project that we were part of.
Mm.
And the other thing is a Burning Man project that you did and a music band that you created recently.
Yeah.
So I would like to start with the one that's Burning Man. Also chronologically, it's further out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe you could just tell a few words about Burning Man in general, because maybe not everyone knows what it is. And
yeah, sure. Burning Man is a melting point and a big meeting of people that's coming there to share their visions and and like gifting they're coming there to give and to receive, and that's what's so special about this movement. It's that it's not a program. It's not run by someone who's planning the so like yeah, on Wednesday on that stage it's going to be that. It's no one choosing topics. It's just like happening constantly all over the place. So it's like it's a generator of ideas and new meetings and new news. You know, it's quite fascinating. It's like I would say that the cutting edge of our time. I mean, you had like festivals has been since like when Woodstock came about. That was cutting edge, and then things gradually become more commercial and like lose the edge, and maybe unfortunately Burning Man is also starting to lose its edge now, because it's also getting commercial, but still it's like that concept of not controlling anyone, just inviting people to a place and see what happens. For me, that's super progressive and interesting.
Right. Yeah, just like for more kind of formal introduction, Burning Man kind of appeared on the west coast of the US, and now it's placed in Nevada, the kind of original Burning Man. It's a big festival that's happening in the desert and gathers now up to, I forget now, 70,000 people or so.
Yeah.
And it lasts for 1 week. But like work around it happens all around the year, and people come there and create art projects, workshops, and processes, and they burn a man made of wood or something else in the end. But there are also smaller burns in like smaller kind of communities, right?
Yes, that's it. That is like this idea or this way of treating each other is like spreading into many different things. So there's like many, I mean, there's like Africa Burn in South Africa, and there's one in Denmark called Borderland, and it's kind of it's all over the planet now. but it's even moving further than that. So it's kind of a way of it's a training program to how to treat yourself and anyone you meet, basically, I mean, always how you people, strangers, can help you getting out of your comfort zone, and you get into the magic of being how do you say, you being challenged in a good way.
Yeah.
So it's so good for creativity and networking, and you have no idea what's going to happen, but it's usually all good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's one of those kind of keys for the unleashing your creativity that was kind of announced for our talk with you.
Yeah.
Kind of being ready for like unexpected, and just support each other, support the creative idea that appears, and then just like go with it for years. Yeah. And yeah, like burner is kind of like a state of mind, state of soul.
Exactly.
Like when you hear that someone is a burner, and it doesn't, as I understand, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have been to Nevada Burning Man. You can be you could have been to some of the smaller burns and be a burner.
Yeah, I mean, this is, of course, it's not, there's nothing new under the sun. It's like standing on the shoulders of giants, this is there's no idea someone just came up with. It's like lots of traditions and moving towards something. So a constant process of concepts and so I guess this is it's just a very clear way of it's a very interesting, it's almost like a culture or movement.
Yeah, it is.
That can you can use in almost any aspect of your life, that you're not, you don't want to be in control. You kind of you're more dancing with the energies of others you meet. So you have no agenda, really. Maybe you have, you can it's I think it's a lot of like trusting your gut feeling, and what you want to, and kind of help to I mean, the synchronicity, it's a very interesting concept, and this way of being seems to make the synchronicity much stronger. So lots of good things suddenly happen, like, wow, where the fuck did this person come from? It's like magic, It's very cool.
Yeah,
very interesting.
Cool, thanks. And maybe you could tell a few words, I will show it, about the project that you created for Burning Man. Like, this is Windwagon, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it's like typical for me, I guess, and my friends, and where I come from, we have to, we're like big, unfortunately still big egos, so we have to make a big entrance, and we can't just like come to Burning Man with nothing. We have to have this, bring this big gift. And then I came up with this idea to remake an old invention from the 1850s, where they tried to sail big land vessels over the prairie from Kansas to California. So the idea was to build this and see if we could sail it using the old techniques, and then, sail it to Burning Man and just party there. So that's what we did.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great.
How did you start? I remember some sort of napkin that was in the very beginning. Could you elaborate on this?
Yeah. Well, I got the idea during a small burn in Copenhagen, and then I was there with my mates Jens and Jim, and we kind of instantly just like, wow, this is good, this is gold, let's do this. And then when we drove back to the island, we already called people on the phone, and like it was it was like already when we were home, it was kind of certain we were going to do this. So there was like nothing really that could stop us. So we didn't hesitate, and we just made it happen. And it was kind of, maybe it looks big or hard to do, but actually it was lots of work, and lots of it didn't go exactly as we planned all the time. But for me, it was a kind of a small, very specific project, not involving super many people, and it was more about trusting the core of this dream, which it was a very clear vision. Like I could see it, I could share the visions to the 7 other people, and then we had a little fan club that helped us and sponsors, but we all could see this super. Right. We just see it, and then it was like we saw it.
So as soon as you kind of got this idea, as you say, you got on the phone, so you were calling different companies or something to find the materials and stuff, or what?
Well, it was, I mean, we did it like, I been doing projects for the last decades. It is that I'm not dependent on any like sponsors or anyone. So we start to pick the low-hanging fruits. We start to make. So we're leading by doing. So when you, instead of like making big sheets of paper, applications and stuff, we just start doing, and then we just like sometimes document that, and just like put it on social media, and people, wow, what are they up to now? How can we be a part of this?
Right.
So then they have that momentum. You don't have to make any. Well, I avoid making cold calls like, hello, can you help us out? I rather that people call me and ask me what they can do for the project, or how they can get involved.
I guess it's perfect for like short-term projects, like when you just want to go for it. So you just start doing, and as a doer.
Yeah.
No, that's what.
It's like when you start a fire, it starts to consume its vacuum, that is energy that pulls into the core of your vision. And then if you put more wood on, it just the fire gets bigger and bigger, and you see the fire from far, and people come there to share the fire and put more wood on it.
Right.
Instead of like, so it's just like the spark, to have that first.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Thanks for making it happen.
Yeah, it was so much fun. So, I mean, it's incredibly rewarding. It gives so much. I mean, not maybe not all projects, but this has given so much back. It's incredible. I mean,
In which way? Can you elaborate on this?
sorry.
What do you mean? In which form?
I mean, the Windwagon project. Maybe for some reason the planet was stood right there, and was like, it's been so fun doing it, and so we seem to be fun. People seem to be super inspired, incredibly about this.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like I'm when you're doing something that you think is nice and funny, and you notice that people are getting inspired and start their own projects. That's the feeling,
right?
That you kind of,
yeah.
It's like people think, wow, can they, if those guys could build this strange thing, maybe we can do this, you know. So it's very.
That's true. Yeah. This is one of the struggles that I faced, because in the beginning, Floating EKA project was meant to be this like art platform on a boat. And that was the moment we had this momentum at some point, just like to make it, even though the boat didn't float, and you know, we didn't know much about how the project should be done, but we just like went for it. But then the pandemic struck, and that's the turning point for the project, when we kind of switched to another way of more planning and kind of looking into the future. But I feel it.
Yeah. But it's like, it's a thing I notice about like Floating EKA or similar projects, or when it's about a thing like a actual boat or a bus or a farm or something physical, then it's all about like, oh my God, we have to rebuild this, and it's going to cost millions, and it's just hard work, and the idea, the vision is in the back seat. You have to, I mean, you have to prioritize to build this, and then you have all these people and all this energy going into building things.
Right.
And I mean, there's so much things in the world. I mean, so much shit and houses and cars and boats and airplanes, and so if that's where you start, you will have a more hard journey, because you will. Sorry.
Independent.
Exactly.
Less flexible.
Yes, exactly.
I agree.
So we didn't have that, and that was great. We didn't have anything. We just had an idea, and then we start to make from kind of nothing, just like void, and then it's just like we didn't have this big. Well, of course, we made the vessel itself, but that was like an art piece, you know. That was like fun all the time.
Yeah, cool. All right, let's move on. And I'll just remind everyone that the comments option is still there. And please write us and ask questions if you have anything to ask, any specific things, or I don't know, abstract and existential. Maybe we'll be able to answer or at least discuss it. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to touch on today is the project that you started during the pandemic. So it was actually very inspiring to watch how artists adapt. Sometimes it got really like hard on artists and art kind of groups and companies, but some artists had the privilege and ability to adjust to situation and find some fun ways to create during the period. And you created a Viruspojkarna music band, and so I'm gonna just share a little visual of how it looks. And maybe you could tell us a few words of what it is. What's Virusburken, Henrik?
Yeah.
Right.
It is, well, it came out of pure frustration. It's like we're me and Per and Stefan, which you see here, are my very close friends, and we're musicians, and that's one of the things I do, and that's where we that's the way we support ourselves, is to play music. We're like professional musicians most of the time, and suddenly we couldn't make a living. It was just like we couldn't play anymore, and it was like extremely frustrating, and all the live gigs were shut down. And then I think maybe that's a gift I have. I can very fast see a clear vision. So this time I saw that, okay, during the world wars, there was artists that were kind of making people feeling better with culture. Probably have it in all countries. We call it I don't know how to translate it, but it's about playing for the troops, kind of, or playing for people to encourage and not give up. So then we took some old songs in this style from the 1940s and changed the lyrics. So we kind of celebrated the nurses and the doctors and the people working with this. And then it's just like we were almost shocked how big this impact was. So we started to have like almost 1 million views on each little clip. And then we just like been riding this wave ever since. And it's the only thing we can do now. So that's why we do it. I mean, it's I can be a bit frustrated with how culture in general is facing this pandemic. I'm not super impressed by myself or by fellow artists. I think it's kind of lame how people. For me, culture, when a crisis comes on, it's kind of it's culture's. It was culture is for to deal with that, and I think for myself is that I've been working with people, been trying to welcome people in all my life, like come in, like that's what culture is to me, to invite people and come and see this, come and take a part of this, be a part of this. And when you're not allowed to do that, you kind of you get totally confused. And it's taken me, I mean, I'm still confused, and I'm super frustrated because now it's about no, don't come here, stay in your home. It's like it's the opposite to invite people. What is that? To throw people out, and when that's on every individual to do that job, it becomes very scary and very like 1984, very dystopic for me. And I think artists are like sensitive, shaman people. They can feel the vibes, and they're not. Most are not really good at coming up with something. So That's a shame, I think. And also this, like what we are doing now. I'm not. I love talking to you and doing this, but for me, a screen, I'm so fucking fed up of that.
Absolutely.
I'm so tired of streaming and different things with. I want to smell people. I want to feel people. I want to have those meeting. That's what we are, and this stupid virus is like it's really challenging. It's a real challenge.
It is. In my opinion, it's still like, it still has lots of positive things, and like still kind of, I don't know, sorts out some of the, less valuable ideas, and kind of brings up those that really matter. And
Yeah.
also challenge the artists to come up with new sort of formats.
Yeah, I've seen good things, absolutely, but I mean, not on that scale that what I would like to see.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's funny. I'm thinking more and more about, laughter and is it called humor?
Humor, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's the real vaccine for all this fear and all this frustration, because laughing is like fantastic in a crisis. So that's where I feel most empowered now. It's a good laugh, about all this happening.
Wow, let's spread the love.
Maybe that's, this project, the Virus Boys, it's about giving people a good laugh.
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's healing, actually. It's like that's what I am looking for. I'm just like, I just want to laugh and have a good time.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, there are a few notes coming in the comments. Mike Biggie, hello from a fellow Burning Man sailor. I crewed on the land frigate Monaco in 2019.
Wow.
Do you know that ship?
No. Oh. So what was the ship called?
On the land frigate Monaco in 2019.
Wow.
Frigate Monaco.
Monaco.
Google it afterwards.
I mean,
Mike.
Maybe that person, that burner could write again, because we met a few land sailors, one from Hawaii, that were in there. They were more like how can I say, it was like a motor down there somewhere, but there was really cool art. So we hanged out a lot with those people. But Monaco, so what I wonder is, if was this ship there the years before as well, or was it new?
Right. Please let us know.
Yeah.
And there's a little delay in the comments, so we're getting comments a bit later.
Okay.
Or actually the opposite. I think the viewers are seeing it later. Never mind. But Lee Sauter wrote us, make us think about what and who we are at last, not just what you've got. Makes us think about what and who we are at last, not just what you've got.
Exactly.
I think that was in our conversation before.
Beautiful. That's
Thanks,
that's
Lee.
so well put. That's what it's all about, and what we can be.
Right.
What we sometimes it's. I mean, we have the potential as human beings, but we have to challenge ourselves to dig into that potential. I think.
Yeah. There is an answer from Mike. It's been there a number of years.
All right, cool. I'll look it up. Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco.
Yeah.
Okay, we have only 10 minutes left, so I think we should move on. We have some more exciting topics to talk about. And we talked with you earlier, and we brought up this kind of topic of the first project, like the first idea, the first kind of project for the people that we've done and that you've done. Please, could you tell the story of the first project that you've done with people and for the people that you
Well, it's like it's hard because it started when I was born, I guess, in a way. I always been like this. I'm still trying to figure out why, but I'm not totally sure what my motive is or my drive. But I've been playing around since as long as I can remember, and I just like people. I just like to put some, color on things and to spice things up and to sometimes provoke or to poke at things and just like see what happens and then from there, when I was like super small and doing weird art projects which I didn't know what was art projects, then I it was becoming a way of being and getting some attention, I guess. And it's always the ego playing with you and then when I was older, I traveled a lot when I was leaving school, like from 18, and then I traveled the world kind of, and I started to make happenings or shows with people where I went, and I really remember when I lived in Iceland for a few years and worked in the fish industry, and then there wasn't much going on. People kind of bored and it wasn't much to do. So then I put up this kind of big show with volunteers from the factory, and they had never done acting before or theater, and it was incredibly beautiful to see the empowerment that they dared to do this in front of their fellow workers, and the audience or the people watching, that they knew the people on stage, they knew how nervous they were. So it was such a beautiful energy generator of energy there. And since when I saw that, and we didn't have any like the props, we didn't have anything, we just like made that up, very basic. When I saw that all that love and light that gave, I knew that this is what I want to do. And it's not so therefore I've always been, I feel I've always been outside the institutions and the big highway of culture, because it's of very little interest to me. Right. That's not where I've been sometimes I'm like sucked into that, but I'm not functioning optimal there. Right. I'm much more happier in the outskirts of the world, in doing small weird things that no one knows about, Yeah. Except the one that happens to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's in a way that echoes with the ideas of the Floating EKA, the project that
exactly. That's why I love the Floating EKA.
Yeah, because we want to come to the communities and we want to interact with them and we want to be site specific. So we work with their kind of surroundings and their the urban environment, the harbor environment, or appears there. So we hope we get there and we get you involved
You will. Yeah.
in our non-highway project. There's one last project question that I wanted to touch on today, is the project that inspires you today.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much interesting stuff going on, but I would I instantly think of a beautiful thing called Borderland, and it's also because those burns that are happening all over the world has big challenges with the corona, with the virus, so they can't be. It's hard to make that. And then a guy called Victor just put out on social media, well, can't we do a burn on the sea? And then it was like, when I saw that post, I was, hell yeah, that's where I'm gonna be. And then 100 more people felt the same. And that's the best thing I ever been to so far in my life. And it's totally dangerous and totally beautiful and totally anarchistic, because there is no agenda more than to survive and have a good time. And it's much about just like coping with you. I mean, feeding yourself and the crew on your ship, and like the vibe on your vessel. And then when you get together with 50 other vessels, you know, just that's so. When you throw the rope, you attach yourself to the other boat. It's a very magical thing to be tangled up with all. It's like a super strong ball of. It's like coming home, totally. And this home will be someplace else the next night. So it's a floating, armada of independent people joining in together, or I mean, sometimes not joining in. No, I don't want to do that. So then you go, and it's like, and there can't be. It's a perfect image of the world today. You can't really control anyone, because that would be so stupid. I mean, you can't. You just have to figure out how you can maneuver together in this super complex reality.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have one question from Dragan. Have you ever had no ideas day, when you just sit and look at one spot, how to deal with it? And we have just a couple of minutes for this, but
sure, that's where I want to be. That's this is where I want to be, just like a blank. I meditate a lot, and it's one of the things that's helping me to live a full life, and I love that when it becomes blank and silent, and I don't have all these ideas like knocking on my door. So I think this what Dragan is describing is my deepest space, and where I and all these projects I do, it's kind of, it's not helping in a way. It's just like the only thing that helps is to meditate. But then I can't really. It's so fun to do this stupid human things, you know, but it's just it's like putting on a band-aid on your anxiety. It's not really gonna help you as much as accepting the void and the emptiness and the yeah,
Curious.
yeah.
Well, think about it. Well, Dragan, I hope we answered your question. If not, maybe we can continue the conversation in the comments after. I think we're gonna wrap it up slowly. And wow, such a broad variety of like paths where to go with this conversation. We should probably do another one.
Yeah. I mean, it's just to, it's no, we're here short, super short, like we're here for, you know, breath for a split second. And I mean, it's hard to, you shouldn't take things, I try to not take things too serious and not but serious also, but I mean, just letting go, you know, that's my motto just now, letting go of possibilities of friendships, of good times, just let it go, you know. There will come new things. Everything is changing all the time.
The changing world.
Let go.
Thank you, Henrik. Thank you so much for coming here. And thank you everyone who was there today. There was Floating EKA Lives, a monthly event that's happening from now on. And we're talking to different people from different backgrounds and different kind of visions about cultural projects, our projects, about what kind of sense do they have? What do they do? What do they change? Do we need them at all? And how we need them? And yeah, we're talking about real projects that have been there and that are planned for the future. And the next Floating EKA Live is planned for April, and we're going to talk to Acting for Climate group. It's a physical it's a company that works with circus and movement. And one of their major topics is environmentalism. So they connect science and environmentalism and the arts. So we're going to talk about this. But today we had an inspiring talk with Henrik and touched on, have been to Burning Man, sailed a bit, and went into the philosophical ideas. Thank you so much, Henrik.
Nice hanging out with you, Polly.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you, everyone. And I hope to see you soon again. Ciao, ciao, and have a wonderful day or night. Bye.